Well, at this time of the year, many of us are taking to the mountains and to the hills for enjoyment. Unfortunately, for some of us, and I'm including myself here, we're not always the best prepared to go out on the mountains. We make mistakes. But last weekend, Evelyn O'Connell had to be rescued from Carrantuohill in County Kerry, and a mobile phone played a huge role in her rescue, not just ringing the mountain rescue people. Good afternoon, Evelyn. Can you tell me what happened?
We climbed up Carrantuohill last Friday, and the fog came in really heavily when we got to the top of Carrantuohill, so we got lost on the way down, and we actually ended up coming down the Black Valley side of Carrantuohill, which is nearly the opposite side that we went up, and I fell. My foot got caught in a rock, and I broke my leg. So we rang the emergency services, and they put us on to the Kerry Mountain Rescue Team. But we had no idea of our location because we had nothing with us. We didn't have a compass or anything like that. And we were lost as well. So the men from the Kerry Mountain Rescue Team were doing their best to try and get us to give them information about where we were. But when we were on the phone to them, it was foggy, so we couldn't see that much. But then the fog lifted again, and we were on the phone to them again. So Adele, one of the girls that was with me, she suggested taking a mobile phone picture, so we sent that on to them, and they were able, from the mobile phone picture, to tell where we were.
That's remarkable. So the actual picture itself helped the mountain rescue people to find where you were on that mountain, and it's a large mountain.
Yeah, it's huge. And I mean, when we were on the side of the mountain, you know, all we could describe was like, oh, we can see a lake in front of us, and there is a house in the distance, and you know, we didn't even know which side, whether we were north, south, east or west, like, because we didn't have a compass with us, so we couldn't tell where the sun was, you know.
Evelyn, I mean, were you properly prepared, do you think, that when you went out on the mountain last week?
No, not at all. We weren't prepared at all, really. We took up sandwiches all right, but I mean, we didn't have like chocolate with us, or we had plenty of water, but we didn't have a compass. We didn't have, you were meant to have whistles and an extra pair of change of clothes, and like all of these things that you realise you should have taken afterwards. Like, we just had nothing with us, really. So yeah, it was kind of embarrassing, to be honest.
Stay with us, Evelyn. Harry, you're still with us. You're an experienced hill walker, mountain climber of all sorts. I mean, what do you think of this, people going out on the mountains like this?
Well, I've seen people going up to the summit of Croagh Patrick wearing their communion outfits and, you know, communion shoes. Yeah, this young girls wearing their communion shoes. I mean, the first thing that you need to do is you have to have the proper clothing. You need to have proper boots. You need to have proper, not jeans or Doc Martens. A lot of people think, I'll have a pair of jeans, Doc Martens go up. They're the worst possible things you can wear because they're slippy, and jeans, once they take in water, they become cold and they restrict your movement. So you have to have proper breathable clothing. You need to have leggings. You need to have a proper anorak that will keep out the rain. I've been doing a walking series for TG Carr during the summer called Cush Came, and the weather, you have 4 seasons in one day. The weather changes from sunshine to cloud to drizzle to very, very cold weather, and you have to be prepared for all eventualities. As Evelyn was saying there, you need to have a compass, you need to have a map, you need to know how to use them, you need how to know...
But everybody, Harry, going up on a mountain is not going to know how to use a compass and read a map. People just do actually want to go up and walk on the hill for a few hours.
They do, yeah, but if they're doing that, they have to make sure that the weather is going to be good and visibility is clear, because once the clouds come down, no matter where you are on a mountain top, all features become the same. I think they were very lucky in that they were able to take a photograph. There was a clearing, they were able to take a photograph.
Which was remarkable.
Yeah, and then they were able to identify the lake and the house in the Black Valley, and Kerry Mountain Rescue knew to come in through the Black Valley and to go up the backside of the Devil's Ladder, or whichever, the big gun, or whichever mountain they happened to be on at the time.
Evelyn, what type of injuries did you sustain?
I broke my leg. I broke my ankle.
So this was serious?
Yeah, it was pretty serious, all right. Like, we all had waterproof gear and stuff like that, and we did have all the breathable, like, clothes and stuff like that. But yeah, I knew straight away when I fell. I heard the crack, so I knew that I had broken my leg. So.
And the obvious thing is that a mobile phone is an essential nowadays. Sometimes they don't work if you're stuck down a valley in the mountains. Sometimes they don't work, but mostly high up on the mountain they can work.
But I was going to ask about the mobile phone. I mean, is it too risky to be depending on the mobile phone?
You shouldn't be dependent on it completely, and it would be very irresponsible for a person to go up and just use, I have a mobile phone, therefore I am safe. But it should be part of the kit that you bring along. You have to bring a whistle along as well, just in case there's no signals, and you have to know what the emergency signals are. You have to have plenty of food and water. You have to be very well equipped, because the weather changes, clouds come down, and suddenly it's very easy to get lost. Even experienced hill climbers and mountaineers get lost and take a while before they can find their bearings again. But if you are going up into a mountain, unless it's a very, very well beaten track that's marked all the way and you're sure that you're not going to be able to divert away from it, I think you should also be able to use a map and compass as well.
Very briefly, Evelyn, do you think you've learned a lesson?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But, I took the time out of so many people's lives, because Kerry Mountain Rescue is completely voluntary, and all of these men had to come up the mountain to, get us down off the mountain, and the Coast Guard, who did a brilliant job as well, had to come from Shannon in the helicopter to lift me off the mountain as well. So, my decision impacted on loads of people's lives that day, so definitely have learned a massive lesson anyway.
Great. Well, I'm glad. I hope that your leg is better and that you won't be deterred from going back on the mountains in the future. And I think there's absolutely no doubt that all of us, and I'm talking about all of us, have to learn.